So, the top 5 reasons why you shouldn't mess with the USA. Yeah, guys, I'm not big into the military. I don't know much about it. I'm grateful for everyone who has served. I feel like the country's a little messed up right now. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought maybe this would give me some reassurance with the way shit's going on right now, because I feel like we're getting pretty close to a possible World War III situation here in the U.S. So, yeah, let's see what we got. Let's see if this will make me feel a little more confident in our chances. And, yeah, if you could just give this video a like, I'd appreciate it. And I do mostly music reactions. This is going out of my element a little bit. This is a reaction to something totally different than music. So I'm excited for it. And, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's do it.
The collapse of the Soviet Union in the early 90s left the United States as the sole superpower in the world, and it's never looked back. In all aspects of the world, the United States is indeed a superpower, especially when it comes to its military might, which is unsurpassable in its strength, technological superiority, operational capabilities, and power projection across the globe. In this video, we'll take a look at the 5 top reasons why you wouldn't want to go against the US military establishment. The United States Air Force is the strongest in the world, not only in the number of operational aircraft, but also in technological superiority. The country currently operates a total of over 15,000 military aircraft, combining all the branches of the military service, including the US Navy, US Army, Coast Guard, and the US Marines. As of 2017, the US Air Force alone has a fleet of over 5,300 aircraft, 400...
It's a shit ton of aircrafts. Wow, that's crazy, you guys. I did want to point out this video was like 4 years ago, it looks like, so it's a little old. I'm sure this is all... I'm sure today it's a little different. Probably more, I'm guessing. But, yeah, guys, this is very interesting so far. This is insane, actually.
6 intercontinental ballistic missiles and 170 military satellites, greater than any other country in the world. The USA has the largest number of stealth aircraft designed to be silent killers and untrackable by the radar defense systems of most countries in the world. Some of these stealth aircraft include air superiority fighters, such as the F-22 Raptor and the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter, heavy bombers, such as the B-2 Spirit.
Okay, it's a heavy bomber.
The United States pioneered this technology in the 1980s with the introduction of the F-117 Nighthawk stealth attack aircraft. Stealth aircraft are designed to avoid detection using a variety of technologies that reduce radar reflection from ground, sea, or air-based radar antennas, thereby reducing its radar cross-section, or RCS.
Okay.
This revolutionary technology allows a 5th-generation aircraft, such as the F-22 Raptor, with a max takeoff weight of...
Now that's a cool-looking airplane right there.
83,500 pounds to have a radar cross-section of just 0.0001 meters squared, about the size of a bumblebee. What's more insane is that the massive B-2 bomber also has the same radar cross-section as the F-22 Raptor. Thus, it becomes extremely difficult to track stealth aircraft. Even if the enemy spots them on their radar scopes, it's a whole other story to successfully track them and register a missile kill.
Okay.
The whole idea behind this technology is to break the chain in which a conventional surface-to-air missile defense system works. It's the same reason countries like China and Russia are also hard at developing their own stealth fighter, the Chengdu J-20 and the Sukhoi Su-57, respectively. These aircraft will allow the US Air Force to assert its air superiority over any battlefield of the future, and we all know that control of these skies is the biggest decider in any war.
Yeah, I can see how that makes sense. The biggest decider of wars is, you know, the size of your, if you have control of the skies. I agree with that. Do you guys agree with that, I guess? Anybody from the military? Is that true? Let me know.
Control of these skies is the biggest decider in any war. The next reason why any country going to war with the US military should think twice is because of the strength of the US Navy and its dominance over the world's ocean, especially the Navy's supercarriers. The US Navy currently operates 11 nuclear-powered Nimitz-class supercarriers, which is the largest aircraft
11?
carrier fleet in the world. The only navy that can come close in terms of technological advancement is probably the Royal Navy of the United Kingdom, but they only have 2 operational carriers. The Nimitz class of carriers has a displacement of over 100,000 tons and can carry a complement of up to 70 aircraft. They're literally a floating small town in the ocean with its own airport. The Nimitz-class carriers in themselves are extremely potent offensive
That
weapons,
looks huge.
but the way they operate in what is called the carrier strike groups makes these ships even more deadly. A carrier seldom deploys alone. There are always a fleet of surface and underwater assets surrounding them and forming a strike group.
That makes sense.
These include guided missile cruisers, a destroyer squadron, attack submarines, and other support vessels. Together, they project the power of the carrier and at the center of the group forward towards the enemy. While the carrier is carrying out its offensive role with the use of its air wing, the other ships are responsible to protect its flanks against any enemy attack. This combination of offensive and defensive strategy makes the US carrier strike group almost impenetrable. The United States Navy maintains 9 such carrier strike groups, 8 of which are based in the United States and 1 that's forward deployed to Japan. For over 50 years, this has been the principal element of US power protection, and the Nimitz class of supercarriers are at the center of it all. Despite this, the US is currently in the process of developing a new class of carriers called the Gerald R. Ford class, intended to replace the Nimitz class ships. This new supercarrier will be even more technologically advanced and is expected to continue US dominance of the oceans.
It's crazy how much money we spend on the defense and the military. It's I mean, well worth it, I'm sure, but you know, it just, when I hear in the news about how like less than 1%, you know, of the budget goes to say like NAID and whatever, NSAID or whatever, you know, to like for the soft power around the world, you know, making us look good so other countries don't come in and like help other countries and then they have more of an allegiance to them. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think like, you know, less than 1% of the budget's too much, but you know, what we spend on this is like insane. I heard it's like over 50% of our total spending in this whole country is like goes to like the military and the budget. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what I heard. So if anybody can back that up or not. And to me, it's just a little crazy to think, you know, I mean, it's well deserved. We need it, obviously, like in this day and age, but I don't know. It seems insane, but let's keep going. This is very informative, very interesting, you guys. Like I said, I'm a newbie. I don't know much about the military at all. So, like, this is an eye-opening experience for me here. So, and feel free to correct me in the comments or give me some more information, you know.
Well into the late 21st century. The third reason why you shouldn't fight the US military is their massive stockpile of nuclear and conventional intercontinental
scary
ballistic
stuff right
missiles,
there.
or ICBMs. The ICBM plays the role of the land leg in the US nuclear triad, along with the Trident submarine-launched ballistic missile SLBM and nuclear warheads carried on long-range strategic bombers. ICBMs are launched from ground-based missile silos, achieving high suborbital spaceflight, approximately 1,000 miles above the surface of the Earth. The body of the missile then separates from the warhead, which re-enters the atmosphere and free falls to the assigned target at hypersonic speeds. The US military currently operates 400 ICBMs from its base in Wyoming, Montana, and North Dakota.
Not too far from where I live. That's a little scary.
The LGM-30G Minuteman III is the only type of ICBM that is currently operational in the US. The Minuteman III family of ICBMs were first developed in the 1960s as a response to the Soviet nuclear threat. Throughout the Cold War and beyond...
You guys, could you imagine yourself working in one of these? That'd be, like, I'm sure it's safe-ish, but... damn, that'd be kind of freaky, knowing you're working on like a nuclear missile right there. Holy crap.
And these missiles have undergone constant modernization. In the last decade alone, the US military has undertaken $7 billion worth of upgrades. The rocket propulsion engines, the propellants used, the guidance system, and even the flight control surfaces have all been refurbished. The upgraded missiles are completely different from its 1960s counterparts, except for the shell. These state-of-the-art improvements and modernization programs have kept the Minuteman III system operational for over 50 years with improved reliability that supports the missile's remarkable 99% alert rate.
Wow.
The latest versions of the missiles have a range of over 8,000 miles, which is greater than the diameter of the Earth at 7,917.5 miles.
Wow.
They can carry multiple 330 kiloton nuclear warheads, which is 20 times greater than the bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Not only that, each of these warheads can be assigned...
Is that necessary? Do we really need 20 times more powerful bombs than the ones that were dropped in Japan?
Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Not only that, each of these warheads can be assigned to different targets independently. The technology is called Multiple Independently Targetable Re-Entry Vehicle, or MIRV, and was first developed for the Minuteman III family of missiles.
Okay.
So any country messing with the United States will have to deal with this awesome arsenal of firepower, which can...
Is it awesome, though? To, like, destroy the world? I don't know.
Messing with the United States will have to deal with this awesome arsenal of firepower, which can be launched at a moment's notice. If it weren't the ICBMs or the stealth fighters raining fire down on you, it would be precision-guided munitions, or better known as smart bombs or PGMs instead. This is another big reason why not messing with the US military is a good idea. All branches of the US military use smart bombs in some forms or the other.
Smart bombs,
These weapon systems are designed to be precise and hit a specific target with maximum efficiency.
Okay.
These bombs are so effective that during the First Gulf War, PGMs comprised only 9% of weapons fired, but accounted for 75% of all successful hits.
Wow.
Since then, for
Pretty
the US
good
military
percentage.
at least, the days of normal artillery shells and unguided bombs are long gone. Nowadays, the military uses PGMs from air, ground, and sea. Precision-guided munitions come in various forms and use different kinds of technologies to achieve precise hits. A large majority of PGMs use the Global Positioning System, or GPS, of satellites to guide their trajectory to target. However, sometimes this becomes a problem, as GPS coverage is not always reliably available everywhere across the globe, or bad weather conditions can hinder operations. Thus, the Office of Naval Research, the Naval Surface Warfare Center, and the Army Research Laboratory have all coordinated to develop the first ever artillery-fired smart munition that will not use GPS guidance.
Wow.
The project is known as Moving Target Artillery Round, or MTAR for short. The MTAR shell can be guided onto stationary as well as moving targets in both land and sea, using a combination of guidance technology. The best part is that these shells can be fired from the existing M777A2 155mm towed howitzer and the M109A7 Paladin Integrated Management self-propelled 155mm artillery systems already in use by the US military. The shells will also feature an extended range of 40 to 60 miles, using rocket boosters to propel them.
Wow.
Once finished, it will afford the US military another potent weapon system that outclasses others around the world. Lastly, the fifth and final reason why you shouldn't fight the US military is drones. We're all familiar with what an unmanned aerial vehicle or drone is and what it's supposed to do. But in recent years, the usability of UAVs are steadily increasing to encompass all spheres of military operations, and the US military is the pioneering spirit behind it. At first, used only for surveillance missions.
No offense, you've been misled into thinking only authors can sell thousands of books on Amazon every month.
Drones were quickly weaponized after the 9/11 attacks and have been extensively used by the US military in the war against terror as an offensive weapon platform. It's forecasted that over the next decades, the US is in line to purchase over 1,000 combat drones of various classifications. Some of them, like the Lockheed Martin RQ-170 Sentinel and the Boeing MQ-25 Stingray, are already in the final stages of development, and once finished, will provide the US military with state-of-the-art platforms capable of multi-role operations, ranging from attack missions to aerial refueling. Drone technology has reached such heights today that a single UAV can loiter miles above the surface of the Earth for hours, waiting for the target to show its head and sticking with impunity.
Wow.
This
For
capability
hours?
will allow all the services under the US military to reduce its dependency on manned platforms, thereby reducing the risks during future combat operations. These 5 weapon systems make the US military extremely dangerous for any adversary looking to get into a conflict with them. In a conventional warfare setting, it's almost impossible to beat the US military machine. That's why modern enemies of the United States are employing more and more asymmetric warfare strategies against the mighty US military. Despite that, the US military juggernaut is hands down the most powerful military complex in the world.
Guys, a lot of good points were made, and you know, it's nice to have all this technology and everything, but it's kind of scary to think that there's other countries too that are quickly developing like some of the same technology. And yeah, I mean, obviously America's, you know, we've got the biggest military by far and all that, and that's all great and grand, but I mean, we also don't want to destroy the earth and then we have no place to live and we all die. I mean, that's also not cool. So, but yeah, I mean, I guess this reassured me a little bit that you know, we're in good hands with our military. Not sure if we're really in good hands with the current leadership of the country, though. That's just my opinion, and that could piss people off, and that's fine. We can all agree to disagree on things, but I think we all agree that we need a military. I mean, every country that doesn't want to be, you know, run over by dictators or other people, you know, like, need a military. So I believe in democracy. I believe that we need to fight for democracy around the world. And yeah, a little confused with the way this country is going right now, but it's kind of a weird time to react to something like this. But I really enjoyed the video. It did give me a lot of new information that I had no idea about. The drones were really cool, looking badass, and those are nice to have because you don't have to put people in harm's way. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is, guys. I think we're in good hands. If you want to see this newbie react to another military video, let me know. You know, not being a big military guy, you know, maybe it'll grow on me. I don't know. So that was 5 reasons you shouldn't mess with the USA. I'm sure there's many more why you wouldn't want to mess with the USA. And hit that like button so I know you guys enjoyed this video. And comment down below, guys. I read all my comments. Comment down below what you want me to react to next. If there's another military type video I should be watching right now. Maybe to give me even more insight into the military. And, you know, since I really don't know much about it, I'm curious to learn more. So let me know, guys. This is my first reaction to a non-music video or an artist or, you know, band. So thanks for sticking with me if you're still here and supporting my channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Comment down below which one you want me to react to next if you want me to. So, all right, guys, have a great day. Peace.